gosh, I'm so nervous. I'm so sorry. And I have to follow Dan, that's not fair. I just have to tell you that I loved the theme this year for SFR, and it just excites me to be back together again and to be amongst you all. If you ask my family or my assistant Kendall, I am known to say many times during the day that I am Scentsy 259. I believe it. I love it, and I'm proud to say it. I wasn't gonna cry. I did good through all of my practices and everything. I was married 1 year out of high school at the age of 19, and my husband was in college. And shortly after we got married, our family started within that first year of our marriage. As a mom, it was a priority for me to stay at home and raise my children, but I also needed to help with our family's financial needs as well. I decided the best thing that I could do to contribute was to do in-home daycare. Yep, diapers, mac and cheese, and hot dogs. During the 15 years that I did daycare, it was in 2005 that I was introduced to Scentsy from the mom of one of the two boys that I watched. So a mom of the two boys I watched. And then in the spring of 2006, I was ready to look for something different. My kids were in school full-time, and I needed to get out of that house. I applied for a job at the Boise airport and got hired in March 2006 with Horizon Air, aka Alaska Airlines. And it was that same month that I placed my very first Scentsy order on a book party. And when I got that order back, I used the product. I'd had it for a year, but it was when I got the order back that I used it. And I thought that the concept of Scentsy was brilliant, and I loved it. In fact, I loved it so much that I flipped over the catalog and I called the number on the back of the catalog to talk to them about how Scentsy worked. They really didn't even know what it was, or if that it was a direct sales company, party plan company. When I called in, their best secretary, Orville Thompson, answered the phone. I talked to him for a while, but he was more interested in inviting me to come to the warehouse to talk to him a little bit more. So I packed up the kids I had and I visited the office. And it wasn't long after I had returned back home that I called him back and said, I'm in, I'm ready to join. I didn't even talk to Doug, I just said, I'm in. I mean, why not add a third job to my already hectic life, right? Busy, stressful, hectic, you name it, that's me. I really didn't have any specific reasons to join Scentsy, other than I knew I would get a little bit of a discount, and I would have to replace all the candles that I use in my house with Scentsy. Yes. Throughout that next year, so 2006 to 2007, I worked all 3 jobs, and boy was I tired. Surprisingly, in 2007, I became a director at Scentsy. And when I got that check, I compared all of my checks, and it was easy for me to see that it was time to focus on just one career, and for me, that was Scentsy. Yes, thankfully. I knew if I committed myself to Scentsy and shared with others the things that I loved most about the company, I could make a strong, solid business out of it. Over the past 16 and a half years, Scentsy has been many different things to me. In the beginning of my journey, Scentsy was my me time, and it was my hobby and my discount. But when Scentsy started providing that extra income for our family, we got to take our very first real family vacation together to Ensenada, Mexico, on a cruise. Yeah, it was fun. The kids were in heaven. My kids, when I joined, were 13, 11, and 7. I love that Scentsy helped me to teach them that if they would help me label product, sort and bag products for customers, that would help our family earn the extra money needed so that they could participate in the extra activities, dance classes, sports clubs, or anything that they wanted to be a part of. In 2008, I earned my very first incentive trip to Cancun, Mexico. That was a trip of a lifetime. That trip provided unbelievable memories for me, cherished friendships, which I still have today, and most importantly, special time with my husband. Scentsy today is the driving force to push me to earn those yearly incentive trips so that I can continue to have those amazing getaways. In the year 2013, we invested our life savings with some friends with a business deal, and it was a very bad ending. We lost all that money, and it put my husband out of business for work for 8 months. Scentsy at that time became a lot more for us. It became our family's main source of income. That pressure was hard. I had a lot of weight on my shoulders. But I knew, and I worked Scentsy every day, day after day, consistently. And because of the opportunities within Scentsy, and because of my efforts, our family, we made it through those tough times. Scentsy still provides a lot of those same opportunities for me, but it is up to me if I want to make Scentsy a part of my everyday life. For me, there's no question. It is. I love sharing Scentsy. It is what gives me the freedom to create my own schedule so I can have the memories with my family and friends in the way that I want to. Just like me, all of you have a Scentsy story and what Scentsy means to you. Yours may be the same as mine, similar to mine, or may be completely different than mine. But we all have our own journey within Scentsy with different results and rewards, but no matter what those are, we all have one thing in common, and that is Scentsy. Scentsy can and will bring you the joy and happiness that you want, but only with the honest, consistent effort and gratitude will you recognize and see that in your life. I am Casey Stevenson, Scentsy is me, and I am Scentsy 259.